Hi Flosstube, it's Helen D. Surprise, I'm back early. Next week was not going to work for filming for me, so I thought instead of waiting 3 weeks, I have enough to show and share that I'll just film now and then kind of reset my every 2 weeks from then. And then maybe I'll end up with another bonus one at some point because summer. So today is Sunday, it's July 16th. It's dark, it's raining, the lighting's terrible, I'm sweaty. Welcome to summer. Welcome to our wet summer in Maine this year. We're supposed to get some pretty heavy rains later. I know parts of New Hampshire. I have a cousin that she said she had to wake her boys up early this morning for a tornado warning, so there's a big storm coming through. My husband and my son were actually gone this weekend. They went to South Carolina to see my mother-in-law. They're driving back from Manchester and they said it's raining pretty hard. So hopefully they make it safe and then we can just hunker down for the rest of the day. So I have lots to show. We did do yesterday was Stitch Maine, which I will talk about, but I'm going to kind of show my regular stuff first and then I'll talk all about Stitch Maine. And I have an update on the Freaky Fair Isle sale that we're doing. So regular stuff. So they left on Thursday, bright and early. I think we were up at 6:30. So I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, today's Sunday, half day Sunday, all to myself. Just me and the cats. So I thought on Thursday after they left, I slowly drank my coffee, took a shower. I'm gonna do whatever I want today. And then I have chores and whatever, that comes later. Today, doing whatever I want. And whatever I wanted was finishing. So I fully finished 3 things. So I have those to show. And honestly, that took a long time. I kind of picked things that I knew would take more brain power because I was alone and able to do it. You can probably hear the wind. It's gonna blow all my stuff away. So we'll jump right in with the fully finishes. And the first one that I fully finished was Seaside Tiny Town. Yes, I remembered the beads. So this is Seaside Tiny Town from Heart in Hand. The beads are the little eyeballs on the crabs. And I used one for the whale. I think the whale was meant to be stitched, but there's plenty of beads. So I used the beads. So I finished this on the basket that I got from Target. It's put out by Bright Room and it is still available. It's in the storage and organization. I stitched it on 28 count cobblestone Lugana from Color and Cotton, and then I found this backing fabric is a batik that I picked up at Joann's. So these are on my basket. They're on there with pins. I have some of those bulb pins that when I put a piece of felt on. Normally I don't bother, but on this one I did so that I could leave a little bit of it. See, it's kind of floppy at the top. I didn't attach it all the way to the top, and then I can put my pin in there and hang it so that I can kind of move it around however it needs to be. I think I'm pretty even. This side might be a little higher, but I'm not going to bother with it. And then I have a piece of foam block. It's actually 2 foam blocks that I taped together. Oh, there's the tag for the basket. I put those in there. I put the tag in here so I could Bright Room wire bin. I put these in there so that when I put smalls in it, they sit up a little higher. So the bin, it's the Bright Room wire bin. There's 2 dimensions. Mine is the larger of the 2. And it's from Target. They have white and they have black. I have one of each because like the Halloween Tiny Town, I'm gonna want on the black basket. So that one is all done. I think it came out great. Then when I looked, I'm like, all right, so going through my bin, what else do I want to fully finish? And again, I wanted stuff that I knew would take some brain power. That'd been sitting around for a while and would take some brain power. So I finished 2 other things. One of them is a finish of peppers down here. A finish for my sister. She stitched, this is an Erica Michaels pattern, All Hallows Eve. So it comes with all 3. It comes with the big sampler, a berry, and a drum. And Donna stitched the drum. And when she gave this to me, I don't know, it's been in my bin for like 6 months. I was like, oh, a drum, I'm not very good at those. I've gotten better at the drums. The drum is the first thing on my tutorial list. It will likely be September. I'll be pretty good at them by then, because I think this is like the 4th one I've made in the last couple months. So this is Donna's drum. So here's the back where the seam is. So this one, when she got it, it was an exclusive. It was part of a box, like a kit box from Garon Stitchery. The chart is now just plain available, but because she got it through the box, it came with the fabric. It came with a piece of, there's cat hair. Donna, there's cat hair all over this black. Wool, the wool, it's Week Star Works, Cole, I believe. So it came with those, so I used them for the top and bottom. And I finished it just like she did in the chart, where it's kind of tight on the bottom with this border, and then there's a little more room at the top. And I did a herringbone stitch. There's always gotta be a wonky one. It's this one. Oh wait, no, it's this one. Just display this side. I used a light gray sulky because the black didn't show on the black top. So that one is all done. And then I said, you can have this back, but I'm keeping this because I kind of want to stitch it for myself. Which one? I don't know. They're all really good. The fabric is Timberwolf from Seraphim. That's the fabric used. I may have to shut this window at some point. It's coming, it's starting. And then the other one that I pulled out that has been in there for a long time. I can definitely count this one on Jen and Michelle. They're doing the hashtag FFO Challenge 2023. This one was a challenge. It's been in the box. It's one of the block parties from Hands On Design. This is, kind of lost my voice yesterday at Stitch Maine. 31st block. So there's the joining edge, right? And then it's all the way around. The chart for this, you can finish like the pumpkins go on the bottom. I chose not to do that when I was done. When I stitched it, I was done. I didn't need pumpkin bottoms. And then this is the top. So it's kind of like looking down on the pumpkins. And it comes with this piece of wool that you just kind of tack in there. And I had the buttons. This is adorable. I love these blocks. They're not difficult. They're just time consuming. I have a tutorial on them. I think this took me 2 hours to put together. Now granted, while I was putting it together, I was having a text conversation with Carla, and then I was having a text conversation with Donna, so that may have slowed me down a little bit because it's hard to sew and type at the same time. But I think it looks awesome, and I'm really excited that this one is done and out of the box and ready to go up this year. And that was the end of my finishing day. By that time, my fingers hurt and I was done. So those are the 3 finishes that I have. Whips, I have 2 teeny tiny starts, and then it's only been a week. I've really only been working on one project. So we'll see what got put on top. One of the teeny tiny starts. I started, and I finally got over to the library to print it in color. This is Autumn Lane Halloween Night. This is the piece that I'm going to put in that bat mirror that I showed in my last video, which I'm really sorry that not all the Joann's have them. They're not online, and I know people really want it, and they're having a hard time finding it. But this is what I'm going to put on there. I'm using that fabric, light lavender, I believe, from To Die For Fabrics. And it's just a tiny start. That's the center. I did this before Stitch Maine thinking, oh, I could fill in the tombstone at Stitch Maine. Nope, didn't even come out of the bag. So that's my tiny start on Halloween night, because I would love to have that finished and in that frame this year. So that one got started. The other tiny start I had, which is what I did work on at Stitch Maine. This is actually going to be a gift, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So this is from the new chart, A Vintage Stitch from Hands On Design. This is the one that when we talked last time about doing them in a row to do like a drum. That's totally an option. What I'm doing is making a scissor fob, and I'm using just this little one. So you could do like, pick your stitch and make, you could do a front and a back. I'm doing that one. I only got this light gray done at Stitch Maine, and then last night I worked on it a little, and this morning with my coffee. So when I'm not talking, it actually stitches up really quick. That's a 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, just a scrap. I sewed a scrap of, actually the Seaside Tiny Town, I sewed a scrap of fabric on so I could fit it in a 6x6, because this is gonna be really small. Which is why I thought it would be a cute little scissor fob. So that one, and then the one that I worked on the most in the last week is I'm really pushing to stick with this one to a finish on Kringle Flying Academy from Silver Creek. Hold on. I only need to half take it out. So I finished working on the words on the top, and then I moved down. So it's half an Q snap. So I finished the word Kringle, and that's the top of Santa's hat. I put in those stars, and then I moved down and I put in the rest of the word landings and a tree. And that's kind of where I'm at. I knew this one, the fabric would be too dark for Stitch Maine. 31 stitches wouldn't have looked like much on this anyway. So, but I'm gonna stick with this one like I said. I ordered some frames from pictureframes.com, and one of the ones I ordered is for this. So that has kind of motivated me to want to get this done, which is nice. Like, I've ordered a bunch of frames lately, but it's helped me clear out my box of things waiting to be finished. And some of the things are whips that I have enough progress on that I'm able to do the counting to figure it out. And now I'm really excited to get them done because I have this awesome frame waiting, ready to go. So that's what I worked on. All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about the bat stitch along, and then I'm going to talk about Stitch Maine. So I mentioned last video, we kind of announced that we are going to be doing Freaky Fair Isle by Pedal Pusher. And this is the latest sal that I'll be putting on with Carla at Cobweb Corner. So that's the chart. This is the version stitched on perforated paper. And then you can also, you know, easily stitch it just on fabric. We have a Google form, which I'll put out below, put the link to that. If you're interested in joining, we ask that you fill out the form so that Carla knows how many supplies to get in. And she will offer, you know, when we get time to order, there'll be a 10% off code that can be used for the chart, the perforated paper, and the floss. This calls for 2 skeins. Oh, I forgot, I had the actual bat, which is way cuter. 2 skeins of Weeks Dye Works Ultraviolet. We had a few questions, so real quick, just to go over the questions. Someone asked, will she let us know when it's time to order? Yes. When you fill out the form, it includes your email address, so everyone that filled out the form kind of gets first notice when the supplies are in. Carla sends a note out with the code that says everything's in. Off to the races, place your orders. So that goes out to those people first. People asked, can they order more than a half sheet of paper? Because what Carla's going to do, the perforated paper comes in a package with 2 big sheets. I think they're 9 by 12. She's going to cut them in half, and you'll get a half sheet of paper, which is enough for at least 1 bat. If you were really careful, I think you can get 2. Because when Barbie originally sold this as a limited edition kit at Galleria, and she ordered the paper and she got 4 cuts out of 1 sheet of paper, but it's tight on this. So you'd have to be really careful with your counting to get 2 bats. So people said, can we get more than the half sheet? The answer to that is once we see how many people are interested in the paper and how much she can get, because it's coming from Witchell's and they're running a little behind. We just want to make sure there's enough for everyone, but she will try and say, she would like to say yes, that she could offer you a half sheet or a full sheet, some different options. So we'll see how much we can get, but hopefully yes. A few people asked, what was the fabric and the floss used on this model? So Barbie stitched this on 28 count brick linen from Fiber on a Whim, and the floss was Black Sand Beach by Dinky Dyes. This one uses 2 skeins because you stitch with 3 strands of floss on perforated paper. This one only needed 1 skein. 2/2. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that 1 skein. And then, breaking bat news. I just talked to, before I set up to film, I just talked to Chantel at 141 Designs, and we had been talking before, but I hadn't mentioned it yet because we hadn't like definitely confirmed and talked details. Chantel is going to make a special finishing board for the perforated paper bat. So I'll show it to you when it's in. She's got to cut like the, hold on a second. She has to like cut it out and make sure everything's gonna work, so I don't want to kind of like fully give it away. But the plan is, so Chantel has this board, which is one of her circles, and it comes in 3 pieces, and you match up the slots, and you glue these together, and then you paint however you want, and it goes in the slots. And, hold on. Mine's a little tight, so I can get it in there, but then it's hard to get out. So it stands on its own. So she's going to make one that is, the base of it will be a circle. It will be a little bigger than this. I don't know how big this one is, maybe 6 inches. It will be a little bigger than this so that the bat, right, this one's a little small. So it will be the board and then an overlay piece that goes on. That sounds really cool. And she's making it in a way that what you order, you would be able to use multiple ways. You can stand it if you want the stand. She's going to drill a hole here so that if you'd rather hang it, that's an option too. So it will be different options. And the finishing board, when it's ready, let me just set those down so they're not crinkling. You'll get directly from Chantel, from her website or from her Etsy. So that will be shipped by Chantel. So when that comes in, and I get it painted up to kind of show you, it's gonna be awesome. So if you're interested, the Google form is down below. Let us know what you need for supplies, and Carla is really hoping to put an order in this week for the paper to get that moving. She has some on hand, like we've been kind of building up, so she has some on hand, but she wants to make sure that she has enough for everyone that's interested. So that is Freaky Fair Isle. Last thing is Stitch Maine. So Stitch Maine is just a 1-day retreat. It's put on by Penny at the Daily Stitcher. This is the 2nd year that we've done it. It's in Hollowell, which is right outside of Augusta. It's at a bed and breakfast that has a big conference center. They do a lot of weddings. It's a big open space, tons of light. It's worked out really well. Like I said, we did it last year. We used the same space this year. So this year we had 75 people. That's probably the max people for that space that we'll be able to do, but we love that space. It works out really well. It's kind of central. We had people from all over Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I don't think anyone from Vermont, but I think everyone had a really good time. I kind of help Penny with the day of kind of stuff because she sets up her shop, so she's busy. So myself and some other members of our like little stitching group kind of help run the day-to-day, right? We had registration, and then we did a raffle, and we did the smalls exchange, so we kind of manage all that and help Penny run the shop so she can have some breaks. So we really had a good time. we laughed, we chatted. Some people actually stitched. Like I said, I cut in 31 stitches, which was about 15 more than I thought I had. So there you go. Oh, I forgot my goodie bag. That means I'm gonna have to edit. Hold on. I'm back. So we put together a little goodie bag, and what we put in there was Penny had some pens made up for the Daily Stitcher. She put in these little nail files that you can kind of keep in your stitching bag. We had some, my neighbor just drove by and they have a Great Dane. It's like whole upper half is out the window. Thread hoppers from My Big Toe Designs. And these are, it's 2 needles and they're connected with this thread. So these are for helping you count. Like you can put one of the needles in and then count over. And that way you kind of keep your place. So thread hoppers, and 2 charts. We went with Thread Milk, has that series of state charts. So we put in the Maine chart. And Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery put out this chart, which is Stitcher's Retreat. Penny stitched this and she actually changed it to say Stitch Maine, which was awesome. So this is all called for in DMC. So those are what we put in our goodie bag. And then I forgot to grab one for myself, or if I did, it's upstairs. My friend Adina had a reproduction sampler that she recharted, and she printed out and included for everyone that came. So I don't know if I grabbed one, Adina, but I think I did. It just must be upstairs. So we tucked that in the bags too. Smalls Exchange. I showed you the one that I made. It was the bee drum, the little bee drum. Raylene got my small. And then, you know, we always say kind of put them in a wrapping that shows what's in it. And there was this one bag that said squirrels, and it had all these squirrel stickers on it. And that's the bag I picked because I love squirrels. And my bag was from Brandy at B&E Stitchery. So this is the little small, which he's so cute. Look at him, he's just eating his blueberry, hanging out. And I know this is part of the basket, but in my mind, that's like his little legs because he's just hanging out on the side of the basket. So super, super, super cute small, and a bunch of squirrel things. I won't show you them all, but look at this notebook. Squirrel notebook. There was stickers, like a keychain, a needle holder, all kinds of adorable things. So thank you, Brandy. I love him and his little berry. Let's see. Teresa, who is the Crafty Grimalkin, was there, and she has a store that she sells charts and things, but she also makes project bags. That's her card. She made a bunch of bags. She has some left over, so she will get them on her website. I don't know how long. Give her a break. We had a long day. So she will have them up on her website. And this is the one that I bought, and it's a Halloween bag. So that's the inside. Oh, the wind's blowing it. That's the back. She had more of this one. She had some of the Teresa Kogut Christmas fabric, some Lori Holt fabric. She had ones with blueberries. Those were the big sellers because it's Stitch Maine. So I did buy a couple things from Penny. I bought the Hands-On Design strawberry. She calls it Strawberry, the berry basket, because I think she's going to do more. And Farmyard Parade from Wood by Needle. And then, let me empty this one. I had done, Tracy from OG Stitchery has been doing bag swaps. She makes bags and sells bags, and she's asked a bunch of people, hey, do you want to do a swap? Other people that she knows make bags. So she and I did a bag swap, and I made one for her, and this is the one that she made for me. So it's beautiful blue with a blue on the back. She makes these zipper pulls. She's got her own little tag because she's fancy. So this is my Tracy bag. Now I can fill that up. And then people are always so generous at retreats, and I was not at my seat for a lot of the day. But every time I would go back to my seat, there was something new on my seat. So I just want to show you kind of a few of the little goodies. Jenny gave us all specialty thread picker-uppers. It's like a sponge, you know, for cat hair, and some little candies. There was this little set of cards, like to keep track of your project and what you're using. Lots of different counting pins. These ones were from Nancy. These were from, no, it's not pins. I'm not sure who made these. Again, they were just at my desk, at my seat, because I wasn't there. Carol made scissor fobs. Carol sat next to me. You can't even see it. It's in there. She also had some fat quarters that she was going around if people wanted. I have no idea who made this, and I wish I did, because look how cute this is. So it's all folded up with a snap, and it's an orc catcher. And there was a card but no name. So it's polka dots on the inside and lobsters on the outside, and I don't know who made 75 of these, but thank you. Another counting pen. Tina put together a little, there's a sticker, and there's one of those needle threaders. Lumi and Pie she had a projects bag there too that she donated as a door prize, a raffle, and it was really cute. She has a little needle minder with like the world. That is a serious magnet on the back. Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher, had these little boxes. Sarah has a YouTube, which I can link below, and everyone's was different. And mine has these counting pins that look like, I knew that was gonna happen. They look like little fairy wands. How cute are those? And then Ken had made, he actually sent me these early. So Ken made these little pockets with the library cards on them that you stick on the back of your frames, and you can like write your information on. And when I stitched the Pretty Little New York, I had mentioned on my video that I was going to take my son's itinerary and fold it up and put it on the back, and he reached out to me and he said, I made these for Stitch Maine, but you need one early. So he sent them to me early so that I could put one, and I did. It's on the back, it has the itinerary in it. It's perfect. And then Karen, Carol's sister, who also sat with us, when I came over to my seat, like I said, stuff was there, and there was this scissor case, and I was like, who made 75 of these? And Karen said, I only made those for my table. So I was like, oh good, because that would have been a lot of work. So there were 6 at a table, so she made 6 of these beautiful scissor cases, and she has a little name tag on the back so that then you remember who it's from. So this is gorgeous. I've never had such a pretty scissor case. Oh look, it matches my fat quarter. So those were just some of like the extra goodies and things. And like I said, we had such a good time. If you have the opportunity to get together with other stitchers, whether it is a one-day retreat like Stitch Maine, a big retreat like Stitch New England, Panera with 2 or 3 or 4 stitchers, you know, go. You won't be upset that you went. You'll have a good time, even if it's just talking with other stitchers. We all like the same thing, the same hobby. You will have a good time. So that's about it. I'm not going to do giveaways on this video because I just did that last one last week. I want to give people a chance to enter on that. So there were 6 giveaways on my previous video, number 139. And then I will see you again in 2 weeks. We'll pull all the winners for that, and then I'll have another set. It will probably be August, but I'm still going to have another set of Christmas and July giveaways on that one. So that's it. Thank you guys for kind of my bonus in between, and I will probably see you 2 weeks from now. So that will be kind of the reset. So, all right, have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.